Hello there, it's Talented Noob speaking, and today I'm going to show you how to mod Nioh 2 with Blender and Photoshop. All you need to have is Nioh 2, either the paid or cracked version, and you can have any versions of Nioh 2. And then you'll need to go into the Nexus Mod website, log in or register, and go into the Nioh 2 mod enabler page. Go into the Files page and click Manual Download, Slow or Fast Download, and then open the zip. Go into your root folder of Nioh 2 and then drag and drop everything into the main root folder. You have the two folders, mods, shader fixes, d3d11.dll, d3dcompiler_46.dll, nioh2.tts, d3dx.ini, and 3dfixreadme.txt. The mods folder is where you will put all your mods that you have downloaded or where you will create all your mods. Shader fixes, I don't really know what it does. d3d11.dll is to load the mod helper. d3dcompiler_46, I think it's for when you scan and dump every files. nioh2.tts is the splash screen of Nioh 2, d3dx.ini is the configuration of the mod helper, and 3dfixreadme.txt is just a readme file. If you want to modify any keys in the mod enabler, you will need to go into the d3dx.ini and change the keys that you want. In this case, if you want to change the numpads for the mod enabler, then you can change them here. Then you will need to have an image editor. In this case, I'm using Photoshop, and I use the NVIDIA Texture Tools exporter because I think it's the best one in terms of UI. You can use another one, but this is the one I'm using, so just click Adobe Photoshop plugin, and then you're good to go. Then you will need to have Blender, but not any version of Blender, because the new one, the 3.0, in this case 3.1, is incompatible with the plugin that we're going to use. All you need to do is go into Downloads, go into Previous Versions, go into Downloads, and download a version before the 3.0. So I'm using the 2.91, but I think the 2.93 works fine. You need to test it, I don't really know, but I'm using the 2.91 in this video. And then you will need to go into the description, and all you need to do is right click and save link as, and it will save it as a Python file. Basically this is the add-on that we are using today. Then when you have download, you can close the zip, go into Blender, go into Edit, Preferences, go into Add-ons, click on Install, and click on the plugin that you have installed. So, and then normally you have to import export 3D Migoto, enable the plugin, and you will be good to go. When you have finished dragging and dropping everything and install the plugin on Photoshop, you can go back to Nioh 2 and press F10, and then you have successfully reloaded shaders from shader fixes, d3dx.ini reloaded. So that means that the mod works fine. And then you can press F1 and basically it shows this help. Mouse back button hides the user interface, so you can edit it in the kill toggle HUD in the d3dx.ini. And then some mod keys. F2 is to toggle mods on and off. Shift F2 is to toggle shadows on and off or use the original. F10 is to reload all the mods. And Ctrl Alt F10 reload all the mods and reset to default configuration. So it means that your d3dx.ini will be reset by default. So if I do my mouse back button, as you can see, the UI is no longer active. Don't worry, you just need to press it again to see it. But if you are stuck, you can press F10 and it will reload everything. So your UI will be going back. So the plan of this video is just to show you how to modify the mask and the top, and I would just show you that because the other clothes have the same process. So basically the glove, mask and boots have the same process, and the pants and the top have the same process too. All I'm going to do is I'm going to unequip everything I don't want for now. And basically what we'll do is we're just going to do like simple comments, right? And then I will put just what I'm modifying in this case. So I'm going to modify the mask, but I'm going also to modify the top. You have different methods to find an object or a cloth in this case in Nioh 2. You have the vertex buffer, the index buffer, the vertex shader, and the pixel shader. And basically that's how you will find object. So sometimes vertex shader will not work, and if you want to hide something, it's better sometimes. If it's a standalone object, you can use it with you can find it with the pixel shader and hide it with the pixel shader or the shader in general, because it's better, because sometimes the vertex buffer leaves like a shadow and the pixel shader will remove the shadow with the object most of the times. So now what you can do is I create like codes, like comments with codes. So basically what I do is like I'm doing the vertex code, and I do it like, there you go, like this, and then I'm doing the pixel shader code basically, and I just do that. There you go. When you are modifying a cloth, right, if you are new to modding, and I think you are, because you guys, why are you watching this video if you're good at modding now too anyway, but the thing is, when you only do textures, when you only do colors, right, and textures, all you need to think about and all you need to have is vertex buffer code and pixel shadow code. Okay, now when you know that you want to modify with Blender because you have objects that you want to delete, then you will have some properties. Okay, so basically you have the default VB MPS code. Okay, well, now we're going to add some first index code. We will have format code, and then we'll have stride code, and then basically that's about what we will have, because it's the top. So basically for gloves and boots you have two files, so you have the right glove and the left glove, and the right boot and the left boot. In your code, if you do that, you will put like a comment, okay, what you have, so in this case boots, and then you will have that. And then all you need to do is, if you put a code like, all you need to do is press delete on your numpad, and you have like table. Okay, you create tables. So now I have organized a bit how I'm doing the code. I'm going to show you the keys on the screen here. So I'm going also to put the keys in the description, so that you have it. So what we'll do is basically find the vertex buffer code, and as you can see here, the textures are linked. So now you can copy it. We will put into brackets the properties. So we called shader override, and then the name you want. So in this case it will be mask, and then we'll put the hash. Basically the hash is the code, yeah, and then we'll put a run command, okay, called command list n2 dump. So now we can copy the hash, copy it, press plus, press F10, press 0, and press F8, and then for your valences save to your now2 directory. And basically you have two folders, so the frame analysis, the dump, so we don't need that, and then you have the frame analysis with the date, and then you can open Photoshop and drag and drop everything. And basically what you will need now is to find your mask. So as you can see, you say, oh, I find it. No, you have found the mask, but this is the alpha layer. Basically the alpha layer is the texture of your mask or object. I say mask because this is what we're modifying. Basically this is the texture layer, and this is the mask. So basically what you can do here is we save it as a PSD, right, and then we saved it as mask.psd, well, the object that you're modifying, of course, or whatever the name you want actually. Now you can deselect that and select the objects that you want. So in this case it is this. What you can do is go into photo, go into pixels, do 1024, right, pick transparent, leave everything by default, right, save it as base Nioh 2, yeah, basically it's base Nioh 2. There you go. What we can do now is do a 524 or 525, 512. Is it? I don't remember. I have fucking brain. Basically, this is base Nioh 2, but alpha. There you go, and you're good to go, and you have like a base. You can now save it as a DDS here, and you create the name you want, and as you can see you have the resolution and the size. You just leave everything by default, and you can go here and we can tweak some things. So now what can be interesting is just to do like the green and save it and see what it does actually at the texture, right? And then when you have done that, you can go to your mask here and put, there you go, and change to one general basically. And then you can do now in open and close brackets called the texture override. Basically it's when it's a buffer, right, it's a texture, and when it's a shadow, it's a shadow override. So it's easy to remember about that. And then the hash, it is this one, and then we will call the PS T0 equals the resource, the name you want. So in this case it will be mask T0, and it will be exactly the same. So in this case it will be T1. And then what you can do is now in open bracket called the resource. There you go. Do the same. And then here it will be the file name basically. So in this case it is PS T0 dot mask dot TDS, and normally you're good to go. So you go back to plus and then F10. As you can see, the green is like doesn't change particularly anything. Okay, so you can go back to Photoshop and change the color to blue, and let's see what it does. Because the thing is, when you are modding Nioh 2, is basically you just need to test, and as you can see it's pure white, right? So now all we need to do is basically we are just trying to do the mask should be pure black, so that's what I want actually. There you go. As you can see, you still have textures, right? But then if you change it, it is pure black. So in this case, I'm fine with that. This is going to be quite more difficult, and this is better, I think. All you need to do now is find the vertex buffer. Again, like the mask, it is exactly like the mask. So what we'll do is we're going to do the colors, but also the meshes replacement, and we will just fill it as we find informations. So we have the hash, right? So you put hash, okay, so the code of your cloth, then you put the handling property. The handling says, yeah, so this code, what do you want to do with it? And skip means literally skipping the file. You have another property called first match first index. I have trouble speaking today, and it's a number. And then you have VB0, okay, equals the resource top VB, and then IB for index buffer resource. Now IB, all you need to do now is put these ones here. So basically the vertex buffer, well, it will be, you will put the type of the buffer, so it's a buffer. I said it before I said it, and then the stride equals a number, and then file name equals the name that you put. So in this case it will be top.vb, and here in IB the type is also a buffer, but we are looking for the format, and then the file name should be top.ib. Put a property called indexed equals auto. There you go. So let's do the colors first. Right, there you go. And now the painful thing about it is selecting everything in the DDS.
Oh my god! Okay, it's happening! Everybody stay calm! What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm!
So when you have done your modifications, right, basically I have selected everything, so I did a folder called top. Here I put a folder where it is the coat, the jacket, and the belly where it is the belt, and I've put layers on them basically. So you can link a folder to a layer. So as you can see, you can just modify the colors. So let's save that. And yeah, pretty much it's really painful to do that, but you know, it is how it is. And then we can go to Blender, go into File, Import 3D Migoto from Nessus dump vb.txt.ib.txt. Go to your, there you go, press A, then the select.txt and import it in Blender, and you have your top. And basically what you will do is click on here, right, press edit mode, push edge or face select, press on the object you want to delete, LP selection, and do that. And I will show you something that is really painful. Now we're going to edit mode, to select and press H to hide it, and you still have it. And you need to do this process for everything. So you need to hide it again, you need to select again and again and again and again and again and again until you have finished basically. When you finish, you can save it here, and just go top, blend, and if you click here, go into object properties, go into custom properties, you have all the properties that you need. So the first index, the format, and the stride. So you can go back to your any file, and normally you can go back to your Nioh 2, I think, and go and press F10, and there you go. As you can see, you have different colors, and as you can see here, there's still something. So in this case, we will find it pixel shadow, and I will show you why. So basically, as you can see, I put the texture override with the ash and the handling, right? So it should work normally, but if I press F10, it doesn't really work. So that's a shame. So all you need to do is replace texture override by the shadow, because sometimes, as I said, it doesn't work with the vertex buffer. And then there you go. And you have the top, and of course the colors, you will need to change it. I hope you like this video, and you can put a thumb up, dislike, and subscribe or subscribe. I will see you in the next video. Have a nice day.